Hi, I'm Sharon Coburn Robinson, Senior Director, Gender Affairs, the Bureau of Gender Affairs in the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. So at the Bureau, we are a very lit group. Lit to the extent that we value leadership, inspiration through innovation, and transformation. Our main focus is gender mainstreaming, and that looks at mainstreaming gender through policies, programs, plans, using our policy, our national policy for gender equality, as well as the very recent sexual harassment bill, which originated out of our anti-sexual harassment policy. The Sexual Harassment Act, Prevention Act as it is called, of 2019 is very important to us at the Bureau because it started out of a policy that we had developed, an anti-sexual harassment policy, to respond to the needs of many Jamaicans here and overseas who thought that sexual harassment was such a grave issue that they wanted to see a piece of legislation that would bring the perpetrators to justice, provide redress for the victims, and to have a clear path in terms of how as a country we treat sexual harassment as a very, very vexed issue. So at this point, the sexual harassment bill has reached a place where it is now before a joint select committee of parliament. So you can understand that it would have been accepted in the cabinet office, having gone through a submission. The Honourable Minister for Gender, Olivia Grange, would have taken it. The cabinet would have considered it. It went to CPC, that's the Chief Parliamentary Counsel's office, because there were some recommendations coming out of the committee, that cabinet committee. There were quite a few men who thought that it needed to punch a little more because it is gender neutral, so it covers harassment to men and harassment to women, and it also covers same-sex harassment. So we are very, very grateful for the support of UN Women taking us into the private sector with this bill, where we already had a reach with public sector, but we needed to have that reach with private sector because that's a very important group. We are also grateful to the EU and the ILO for coming up and being champions on this bit of legislation as well, because they recognize as partners that development work is very critical and that we need to be supported as a government to ensure that redress is done, justice is served. Everyone wants justice. And so it is very important that when persons are hurting, persons are abused or victimized or whatever it is that is a form of discrimination, that as a country we ensure that the redress is swift and that the penalty matches the gravity of the offense. So we are very grateful to UN Women for initiating the UN Women Project Win-Win Gender Equality Means Good Business program, because through that particular initiative we are now able to reach a significant group, the private sector,